Welcome guys to my 10-minute review of bullets per minute. So the first thing I've got to say about this game, that it really takes me back to the older days of retro FPS games. It looks and feels very, very similar. If you've played some of the old Quake style games back in the day, this is not going to feel strange to you at all. It actually also reminded me a lot of an old game called Blood, which is a good thing because I loved that game and played it to death back in my prime. According to Steam, I've got 21 hours in bullets per minute at this point, and I'll probably be adding a lot to that tally in the days to come. So what is this game? It's another one of the wave of rogue-like or rogue-lite style games that seem to be gaining such popularity these days. It's got a few differences though, we'll talk about those in a bit. This one is developed by AWE Interactive in September 2020 using the versatile Unreal Engine 4. The key difference here is that this game is rhythm based, meaning you can shoot, reload, dodge based on the rhythm of the music, the beats or the half beats. Of course, this would be a big pain if the music was actually bad, but being an old rock and metal fan, I really enjoyed the soundtrack. Good variety of tunes, really liked it. I can see how some people may not though, so be aware that if solo guitars, rock and metal is not your thing, you probably aren't going to go for this one. As per the rogue-like formula, the dungeons are completely randomly generated. This also includes the pickups in the game as well as things like how much of what item is dropped. Also the main currency, which is gold. How much of that gets found around the map is random and depending on what abilities you pick up along the way as well. No two runs of this game are ever going to be the same. There's too many random factors at play here, which keep it fresh. But also a little frustrating sometimes, but I'd say mostly fresh. But what about the actual gameplay and mechanics? You get to choose a character with different abilities and attributes at the start of the game. Some might still be locked, some might be unlocked depending on how far you've played the game. All except for Gore, which doesn't need to be unlocked, it's the startup character. My personal favorite is still Gore, the original character that comes unlocked with the game. You start with a quick firing pistol and some good health. That's a good starting package, I think. Then the chaos begins with the first randomly generated dungeon called Asgard. There are a total of 8 dungeons, but I'd say the last one is just a boss battle. I wouldn't go as far as calling that a full-on dungeon. There's nothing to explore there. Just stay alive and kill the final boss called Nidhogg, and yeah, that's game done. A lot easier said than done though. As you go through the dungeons, you will collect gold keys for chests and different items that can cause you to buff your character's stats like damage, range of weapons and luck, etc. Some of these pickups can also be bound to your character and swapped out if you find something you prefer later on in the game. You'll end up equipping your head, hands, feet, and also get a shield option. These add abilities per item to your character, and as they can be very random, your character build per playthrough is also very random and very different every time. The golden bracelet, which helps you find more gold. Tumbler's boots make you tumble when you hit an enemy, but basically makes you hard to hit. The best defense shield, which means infinite ammo, so there's no reloads. And the secret cord that delivers a mega shot. So what's my verdict? Probably one of my favorite games at the moment. Not to say it's perfect though, as one of its true features is also the reason it can be so frustrating. And that is the randomness of the game, loot and events. Sometimes you can have a few bad runs in a row and it can be very, very frustrating. Saying that, the let me have another go factor is very strong with this one. For me, this gem is worth 8 out of 10 and a must play for 2020.